Hello, everybody. My name is Lyal White. I'm faculty at the Gordon Institute of Business Science with the University of Pretoria. And I'm a board member for the Association for the Association of African Business Schools, ABS. I've got a very keen interest in shared value from a strategic point of view, as I teach in the area of strategy, or maybe more like the intersect between strategy, leadership, and economic performance. And shared value forms a very big part of that. Today, I'm talking about, or I might reference, the shared value ESG axis, which is a very, very interesting space to consider, because it gives shared value a great deal of strategic imperative and orientation. What I like about this discussion is it puts shared value into a much more, not only a strategic realm, but into a realm of practice and application. I think first things first, to understand the axis between shared value and ESGs, as they call it, the acronym, we need to remind ourselves of the definition of ESGs and the definition of shared value. I presume many of you know the traditional definition of shared value, which is around policies and operating practices that enhance competitiveness of a company while simultaneously advancing the economic and social conditions in the communities in which that company operates. What is interesting about that is very much around the strategic imperative of this. And I think what Michael Porter and Mark Kramer emphasize is that it is not CSR, a corporate social responsibility, or a corporate social investment. It's not philanthropy. While it does look at finding solutions to social problems that open new opportunities for business through cost reduction and growth, it is certainly, and I think we can capture this in one sentence, as it is seen as a fundamental to building competitive and sustainable strategies in business. Now, let's segue into ESGs. ESGs are strategies and investments around the environment, society, and governance. And it's gained a huge amount of interest and popularity in recent times. The ESG is really a culmination of a number of forces that have been building over the last 20 to 25 years. It does bring us back to what the rationale or the original impetus or purpose of business is. But why it becomes so interesting for us is, I suppose, it looks at a balance between economic value creation with what is required of development. And it basically puts or places business really at the center of the development imperatives. It's what I often refer to as demand-driven development. And I think this is where maybe the intersection and maybe what we call here refer to as the axis between ESGs and social and shared value really is shared value for collective impact. Why this is really interesting and imperative at this stage of development in the context of Africa. I do believe that ESGs is perhaps just a new version of maybe shared value, and it carries enormous relevance right now for African businesses. Businesses in Africa and businesses by and large do solve many of our social problems. They are not just economic agents. Businesses are a human construct, but they drive a particular development agenda, especially in environments like Africa. And that is why a shared value strategy has now morphed into something that is more specifically around the environment, society, and governance, especially at this time where we see climate change as a clear feature, one of the most daunting challenges of our time, in the context, I might add, of pervasive inequality. And these are issues that businesses must deal with, and businesses will deal with in confronting many of these most daunting challenges. In many respects, and to tie things up, shared value is a strategy, is a fundamental part of competitive strategy, and shared value is essentially part of the whole ESG movement around investment and strategizing in the African context. Those are just some initial thoughts. I'd love to delve into this a lot further with you in further conversation, and I look forward to seeing you at some of the Shared Value Initiative events that are being hosted by this incredible organization. Thank you very much for the time. Goodbye now.